He's Casey. I'm Dave. We're the Football Dudes, and welcome to the Sunday Six Pack, where we crack open six of the tastiest stories in the NFL.
Mm.
Ooh.
Tastes like victory to me, Dave.
All right. Let's get it started with an AFC South battle between the disappointing Houston Texans and the undefeated going into it Tennessee Titans. And this one goes into overtime. What a game. Titans beat the Texans 42-36.
Yeah, dude, we'll talk about the Kings Day a little bit later, but the Titans were up 21-7 in this game. Looked like they were cruising, but that's when Deshaun Watson started heating up. He had a great day, over 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, including the go-ahead touchdown to Brandon Cooks with just a minute 52 left in this game. The fourth lead
Nice.
change of the game, Romeo Cornell decides to go for two to make it a 9-point lead. We were talking about it at the time. They
Take the
didn't get it.
points, the easy
Yeah,
stuff.
that left the door open. And Tannehill, that's when he went to work, dude. He had a great game as well, over 360 yards and 4 touchdown passes,
Wow.
including the one to A.J. Brown, 7 yards with just 4 seconds left in the game. That forced
What a
overtime.
catch.
And then in overtime, who else? The King Henry, caps a 6-play, 82-yard drive on the opening possession in overtime from the Wildcat. He trucked in a 5-yard touchdown run. Game over. And that's really brutal for these Houston Texans because they had their best game of the year, but they got stiff armed just like Josh Norman did on Tuesday night by the King. But there's been a lot of that going around by these Titans, man. I am impressed by them, dude.
Yeah, and it looked like Houston had put together their second win in a row and really turned things around under Romeo Cornell, but not the case. And it's the Titans, Casey, with the first team in NFL history to have a 350-yard passer and a 200 plus yard rusher in the same game, dude. Very impressive, man. They got it
Man,
going on right now.
so much great football this weekend. America's game of the week. On paper, this looked great. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers going to play Tom Brady and those Bucks. But the Bucks dominate this thing almost start to finish 38-10.
Yeah, man, and it was the Packers starting off great. I mean, 10-0 early lead. They looked dominant early, and it looked like it was all Packers, dude. But then back-to-back picks from Aaron Rodgers, including a pick six. And next thing you know, it starts to turn around. Tom Brady and the offense hadn't even done anything yet, and they're leading 14-10. Well, then they started doing things, and boy, did they. They got two more touchdowns in that first half, comfortably leading 28-10 at halftime. But man, this at the end, it was just a dominant performance from the both sides of football.
Yeah, dude. And where's that Green Bay defensive back that was mouthing off about Tom Brady? Do not antagonize the
Don't
GOAT,
do
dude.
it.
Someone should have told that dude the STFU, bro. Tom Brady never forgets a face, man. Impressive win. And how about that Indomitian Sue sack on Aaron Rodgers right before
Wow.
halftime knocked him into last week, bro?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. It was all day that the Bucks defense punished Rodgers and the Packers, dude. Rodgers under 50%, the two picks, as we mentioned, 5 sacks, and he was being chased around all day. And a passer rating of just 35. They held the Packers to under
Wow.
100 rushing yards. That's 12 straight time that this Bucks defense has done that. That front seven for that Buccaneers team is absolutely impressive. Brady, a modest 166 and 2 touchdowns, but Ronald Jones, 115 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. That's 3 straight 100-yard games for Ronald Jones. So they're really dominating, running the football too. And even Gronk got into the show today, baby. 5 grabs for Gronk and touchdown for Gronk, man.
Well, dude, I can't wait to see how this Bucks team improves with a game like this against the Packers, man. Moving forward, dude, this
Yeah.
team could be scary with that defense.
Brady and Arians. That looks like a pretty nice matchup, dude. Time for total fantasy domination. Casey, get it started.
I mentioned it, bro. Deshaun Watson, 335 pass yards, 26 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, man. What a great game. Had some awesome plays in this thing, just not enough
Yeah.
to win. Romeo, take the points, bro.
Yep. Other side of that equation, Casey, it was Derrick Henry with an unbelievably dominant performance. Again, 264 on the for total yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns, man. Dominant Henry. Woo.
And how about Justin Jefferson for the Vikings? 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-pointer. All for naught, though. The Vikings drop the game to the previous winless Falcons.
Ooh, and how about Trey Burton at tight end? 59 total yards, but 2 touchdowns for the fantasy tight end of the week,
What
dude.
a great game by the Colts, bro. Down. I had that in my
Oh,
survivor. They came
woo!
back. Woo!
All right, Casey. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, dude. I mentioned Atlanta gets their first win. The Giants get their first win of the season. 2008 Detroit Lions. No popping corks yet. The New York Jets are still winless.
Yeah, and it's Green Bay getting their first loss, but Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Seattle still all undefeated at this point in time, dude.
And out of that Dolphinette and into the field, Tua makes his first debut in the NFL. Had a couple handoffs and a little pass there. It was good to see him out on the routes.
That's right. He can hand the ball off. Hey, well, you know what, Casey? So many ways to check out the football dudes. Get your subscription on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, wherever you get your podcasts. That's the Trend Zone podcast by Football Dudes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Instagram and Facebook, and follow us, of course, on Twitter at Football Dudes LA.
Or if you like to kick it old school, just go to footballdudes.com.
All right, that's going to do it for the Sunday Six Pack. He's Case, I'm Dave. We are out of here.